Welcome to the Rustic Garden Homestead. I'm going to help you figure out what's going on with your pepper plants. This happens very often in container plants. This is a form of blossom end rot, and on the side here you can see it's browning out. That's also kind of like blossom end rot. What happens? Basically, you don't get enough water in your containers, and the plant takes nutrients from the pepper plants lower on the plant. I just wanted to cut in real quick. I don't think I was clear. When the plant can't access basically the calcium with respect to blossom end rot, but when it can't access nutrients in the soil, it takes from the lower leaves and the lower fruit. That's why the blossom end rot starts on the lower fruit. It's taking the basically resources it needs from the lower part of the plant and sending it upward. And that's why the peppers up top usually look pretty good. The ones on the bottom end up with blossom end rot. And typically tomato plants and pepper plants grown in containers sometimes really easily get the blossom end rot. I'll be talking about why that happens, but it's usually because the plant can't access calcium that is in the soil because of a watering issue, or the roots got damaged when the container dried out. These are my container pepper plants. Now for the last 14 days, we've had 95-degree temperatures, almost 100-degree temperatures. I've been watering these just about every day. The top tier, and this is true for any container plant, and today we're talking about peppers, dries out really quickly, and sometimes I'll water it in the morning. By the next day, if I don't get to it to the evening, it's all dried out. And in some cases, you can see down here, one of the lower tiers dried out. The pepper plant leaves are all kind of wimpy looking, out of water pressure. They have to be watered. Just one full day of missing watering when the temperatures are in the upper 90s and your soil dries out can cause a problem with your pepper plants. And basically what happens is the root systems get damaged, they can't access the nutrients that are in there, can't pull in the calcium, and you can get browning on the sides of your pepper plants, on the bottoms like you saw in the beginning of the video. And really it's because you have the nutrients, but you're not watering consistently enough. And again, I was watering every day just about. So sometimes you have to water twice a day with container plants. They are notorious for running out of water when the plants are larger. And these are massive plants. I have 3 large pepper plants in a 7-gallon tier right here. If it wasn't this crazy temperature, no rain, 14 days of upper 90-degree temperature, they would be fine. So as soon as you see the browning, you can do a couple of things. One, get back on track with watering if you're not watering well. It's gonna have to be watered every day. Number 2, give it a water-soluble fertilizer. That ensures that you do have nutrients in there. But the peppers that I showed you all came from the top tier. Bell pepper, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. And you work your way down. Even this guy that needs some water looks pretty good. The top tier dried out more often, caused a problem for the peppers. That's how you get blossom end rot. That's how you get the browning on the sides. And really the only answer, here's another example of it starting right in there. The only way to really manage it is to be consistent with the watering. I'm going to say it again. You can't let this completely dry out, even for a 24-hour period, or it's going to damage your plant's ability to pull in nutrients from the root system, and you end up with blossom end rot. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to water everything. You're going to see blossom end rot more often in containers, and the smaller the container, the bigger the plant, the more chances of blossom end rot happening. When you have peppers in the ground, very rarely do you see it. There's usually enough moisture in there, the root systems go deeper, they access all the nutrients they need, and the peppers look just fine. So your tomatoes planted in the ground, your peppers planted in the ground, they're usually fine because watering is a little bit less of an issue versus container plants. Now of course this is a vertical tower. This is from Greenstalk Garden. I'm affiliated with them and highly recommend them. But everything you're seeing is true just for a regular fabric pot or any container you're using. Any container, if it dries out, is going to cause that problem. Before we add the water-soluble fertilizer, which is going to give N, P, and K and other micronutrients like calcium to your plants, you want to water everything in first. You can water from the top, but I find when plants get this large, it's really best to go, every other pocket on the top for a good 5 or 10 seconds and just fill that pocket full of water. The water will spread out, and then coming over here, same thing. Just show you about how much I'm putting in there. And you want to give it a good 10 seconds. It's just a lot quicker this way. Watering from the top using that upper reservoir is great. when the plants are smaller or when you're adding fertilizers or nutrients when the plants are smaller. When it gets to the heat of the summer, plants are larger, they're producing, the containers are drying out in the day. This is just much easier, I found. So that's going to set up the upper container, and I would continue and work my way all the way down. The reason that you want to put the water in first is you don't want to rinse out any of the water-soluble fertilizer. So give everything a good drink, and then we'll come back and we'll hit each pocket, or we'll fill the reservoir in this case. Or if you're in a regular container, you're just going to water from the top, get that fertilizer in there, and that will ensure that the plant has nutrients. But everything you saw is really from a watering issue where the roots can't access the nutrients that is basically in the soil. Just a quick tip, I watered everything in, and some of the plants, you know, are really dehydrated. So they're going to quickly take the moisture out of that soil to replenish the leaves and take care of itself. So I do this now, you know, later in the morning. I want to water these pockets again, or the container again, where I've had plants that look like this. This way I'm getting water back into the soil that day, and that's going to last for a day or 2 or 3 depending on what the temperatures are. When you first water, you think, okay, I took care of the problem, but it pulls, and there's a lanternfly nymph, by the way, in case you're wondering what they look like. Some people wonder, you know, why did it dry out again so quickly? Because there's water really needed to rehydrate this plant. It just pulls the water out quickly. So hitting it again a couple hours later when the leaves are all perked back up just helps the water stay more consistent over the next couple of days. In the vertical towers, there's a couple ways you can add fertilizer. When the plants are larger, and I'm not actually just using water in the container because I just fed these the other day, you can water each pocket real quick. You can use a reservoir up top, but if you're, you know, have a regular container, fabric pot, you're just going to soak the top. So I like to use a 2-gallon container. I recommend AgroThrive. I'm affiliated with them. It's a great organic water soluble. You can find information out about that in the video description. So a couple of ways. Each pocket, I would just give 1, 2, 3 quick seconds of the water soluble. That's going to ensure my plants have the nutrients in case perhaps the blossom end rot is from a lack of calcium or other issues, but really it's from a lack of watering. And how you can tell is using this vertical tower. All the tiers below hold moisture longer. So the only tier that was showing issues of blossom end rot was the top one that dries out really quickly. So again, it's a water issue. If you wanted to fill, you could put in a gallon of water with a gallon of water soluble fertilizer right here in the top, and that's going to work its way down to each tier, and that again will ensure that you have enough nutrients in there to take care of the plant. Anytime you see blossom end rot on your peppers, on your tomatoes, that's where you predominantly find them. It's really usually about watering. You know, it's great to put in extra calcium if needed. I have videos on that, but it really comes down to watering, and being consistent. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com, and please subscribe. I'll show you how these peppers do. I'll be taking a harvest out of here. But just FYI, there are 5 tiers. There are 15 pepper plants in here, and they're all just producing beautiful peppers. Bell peppers, banana peppers, and then down here, I have shishitos. Thanks for watching.